For Raw this week, I thought, like, the main thing is Braun Strowman against Bronson Reed. And that is probably, when we do the year in review, that is probably going to be my feud of the year. That was so much fun. And it's just, it's dumb, but you don't see stuff like that anymore. And the difference is, when you did see it in the past in WWE, it was like goofy comedy things, whatever. But this was, like, it's as serious as you can be when you're splashing someone through a car and doing all of those things that they were doing, right? But it was taken as, these are two monster ass kickers who are going to go out and monstrously kick some ass. And that was the real high point, I thought, of the last little bit. In what was kind of supposed to be just like a blow off, like just a couple big guys have a match, this, I think, turned into feud of the year. I think has so elevated Bronson Reed. I worry a little bit of what is next with Braun Strowman, given that he was kind of in it with The Miz a little bit. I think that's not the turn we need there. I think that there needs to be maybe something a little bit more elevated from a Braun Strowman standpoint, but Bronson Reed, it's obvious what's next. It's a feud with Seth Rollins, and being in that sort of a thing, talk about elevation. Holy shit, do you get that? The Sami Zayn, Gunther stuff, I thought was quite fun, and I think they did a good job of getting you back to, of getting this match set up. And like all of the Gunther being, oh, well, you got, yeah. I don't buy it from you. I don't buy it from you. I don't get it. I don't, whatever. The one thing I wish that they would have done in the last little while is have Sami Zayn come out and win a bunch of these matches. That's kind of what I wish a little bit more. His promos have been amazing. And I think the way they tied it all together on Monday was actually kind of perfect and really fun. In like my family, I'm the golden goose. Golden Goose Gunther. I'm the Golden Goose. I'm the one who provides for my family. Your family is used to you losing. And it's like, oh, okay, well, let me just embarrass you in front of your family again. Like, I thought in the past, like, again, just to compare this to WWE 5 years ago, that would have been like, people would be chanting Gunther no balls. And they would have been, oh, you gotta get your balls out of Ludwig Kaiser's purse. It would have been that sort of shit. But to have it be, again, kind of a goofy thing in a more serious way, I think it was done perfectly. So I really enjoyed that. Like I said, the one thing I wish they would have done is Sami Zayn go out and, like, cut some of these promos after winning matches. And like, oh wow, he beats Kaiser. But aside from, like, he's not beating anyone. And the last big match we saw, he lost. So I think that there needs to be a little bit more, instead of just like, I have decided I'm going to be the one going for the championship now. Like, at any point, Gunther could have said, well, you got to beat this guy. Ah, well, now you got to beat this guy. Oh, and you got to beat him. Oh, and you got to do this. And you got to do that, right? Like, you have a big enough roster. Few of them can afford to lose a match or two, right? So have him go out and beat whoever. You can't do it now because he's hurt, but Ilya Dragunov a couple of weeks ago. Or someone along those lines. Like, just go out and win some matches. And I think that would have driven home the case more and more and more. It's like, I've already beat you. I'm beating all of these guys each and every week. Why am I not getting this opportunity? Instead of, I already beat you, and I lost the Intercontinental title. But aside from that, what else do I have to do? I think that could have been just done a little bit better, in my opinion. But overall, I think it's good. Braun Breaker gets a bit of a run-in with Gunther. I think that'd be too quick. I would like to see him have an actual main card feud before, like, post IC title, before we just throw him in off an Intercontinental title loss. Dragunov's injury, a bit of a bummer, and that kind of sucks. I'm still not all the way there on Judgment Day versus Terror Twins. There's just, I don't know what it is about some of it, where it just, more specifically the Damian Priest side against Finn Balor, more so than like the Liv and Rhea stuff. I actually think has been built up pretty good. I know his dirty secret. He's claustrophobic was kind of dumb and not something that I was overly entertained by. And it felt a little bit forced to, like, explaining after the fact why we're doing it. So that was a little annoying, but that part has been good. But I'm not clicking with this new Damian Priest character. And something we talked about a while ago, where they have these badass heels. And it's something the whole wrestling industry has struggled with, right? It's something that Swerve struggled for a bit. Like, you have this badass big ass kicker as a heel, and now we're turning him babyface, and his lingo has to be a little bit more relatable, and he has to be a little bit more funny and just kind of like the cool kid in school. I was like, no, the reason we liked him before because he was kicking dudes' heads off. So just keep doing that and keep like basically do everything that you were doing before just for good now instead for evil, and we'll love you for it. But I think there's too many times they try to make it a bit too cute, and so that doesn't really work. But now to Bad Blood. I guess quickly here before we get into the full breakdown. Conrad saying Crazy Steve for Halloween Havoc. Oh yeah, like the whole Decay and former Decay and whatever had like Crazy Steve and Rosemary and all of them for Halloween Havoc. 100%. Yeah, totally. And I think a big spot you'll see it is like the WrestleMania weekend stuff when there's all those people around. I think that you can have something with that. I would like to see them expand it a little bit more. Like we've seen them kind of, someone was off in the N1 in Noah, and those sorts of things. I would like to see more talent come into WWE from those particular brands, and do some stuff with them as well, and just kind of keep that forbidden door kind of open. But I think there's a few different options you can go and a few different ways you can go, but 100% for Halloween Havoc, I think that the dark stuff has kind of been overdone in pro wrestling, but Halloween Havoc is Halloween Havoc. Come on, we got to do that, right? Like, so you got to have Crazy Steve coming in and doing some stuff there.